What's up, guys? How's it going? And welcome to the Minute Channel. Today, we're gonna be reacting to Monarch, which is a game made by the creators of originally Shin Megami Tensei, Shin Megami Tensei Eve, DDS. So, um, really good extensive library of older games, and this is gonna be the new product. So with me, I'm gonna have other people with me. 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 And that's gonna be. Oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna have Oziak, Maka, David, and Spencer from Shin Megami Tensei Network. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into the call here with everybody, and pretty excited actually. I've been hyped for a minute now. Alrighty, so hey, what's up? I am tired. This is this is like I have to wake up for work in like a few hours, so I'm kind of like oh yeah, I play too much Caligula effect. Like yeah, I mean yeah, what I played was too much. I agree with that. You don't need to. Don't worry about it. Spencer single-handedly is trying to get Caligula into the world. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you there. I played Caligula in beta before it released on, but it wasn't mine. I borrowed it for like 10 seconds, and I was like, it looks fine. And
You loved the frame rate, didn't you? You said
oh
this frame rate
oh
runs so
dude,
great.
the frame rate just made me instantly fall in love with Caligula effect. Slash S if you can't see that I'm being sarcastic here.
I have a good question from my chat here that I want to ask you guys. Is Monarch going to be localized? And I also had to this question by who? Which publisher is going to do it?
If
I have no clue.
Caligula was
I already know who. I already know who.
if
Oh yeah,
Caligula
NIS.
was
NIS, Spike
yeah,
Sunshot.
It's an Spike. If Spike Chunsoft even touches this game, I'll
Oh,
fucking
please.
throw them down the stairs. I do not want Spike Chunsoft to publish this.
Why not? Why not?
Spike Chunsoft in America is a terrible fucking publisher. They are literally a terrible publisher. If Mac had mouth movement right now, he would agree with me that they are a very bad English publisher.
Aren't they behind Danganronpa? Or
No,
were they?
NIS was behind Danganronpa. They just now own the rights because the Japanese holders obviously give it to them.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
they're
I have mouth movement. I'm
those
just using it
business.
to eat ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. Weird question. Are you actually eating ice cream or are you licking ice cream? Because I've never heard someone describe it as eating ice cream. It's just always, oh, I'm licking ice cream.
I've heard people say they're eating ice. Who says that I'm licking ice
Yeah,
cream?
who says
Yeah,
it? I need
you
to
get a
know who does
bowl.
it.
You get a bowl of ice cream and you just start licking it all.
Okay, Spencer. I do have a story
It's
about
always
eating
prepared,
ice
don't
cream.
worry.
eating really bad ice cream. So back on like high school, we created the first anime club in like my high school, and this one dude who was like the president of the school.
David, if you have a video up right now, please keep going your story. But I just want full screen Mac just grinning, eating this ice cream while we hear the ice cream.
He's eating that ice cream, all right.
Everyone's watching you eating that ice cream. Eat it. I mean, there's only 270 of people watching you eating that cone.
Oh,
Very important.
Welcome to my hotel room, apartment, bedroom.
It really does look like you just like moved into a Holiday Inn.
Funny thing is, this is just like this was the best way for me to like put my bed up against, put my bed in my room without it being like, oh, if I want to make my sheets, I gotta like crawl and deal with like, oh, the bed's up against the side of the wall, so I gotta like struggle to put the sheets in. But it just made it look like a freaking hotel room.
Oh, I really thought you were a hotel room. I was like, can't you just get room service to do it? But you just explain.
Roommates are actually just the room service.
Actually, whenever I go to a hotel, I always bring this Berserk poster with me.
Listen, it's necessary. It's part of the experience.
It's necessary. You need it.
That and the Devil May Cry 5 poster I have up there.
Nice. Very
It's not
nice.
actually. It's not even a poster. That's actually the cloth that came with the collector's edition for 5. And I just put in the
Oh,
frame.
you have the
Those
weird
are the
little
best
van
ones.
thingy?
Yeah, I have the van. I have the van. It's signed by Ruben Langdon.
Ew.
And,
God bless.
and at the time, he was at the time when I had him sign it, he said, "This is the first time I've ever signed the van." So, as of right now, I have a collector's item.
Best part about
cool.
the Ruben Langdon signature is now he is ultra famous for being Dante from Nocturne HD. I'm sure people are going to go up to him in drives and give them their copies of Nocturne HD with its yellow cover and be like, "Will you please sign this?" And you're like, "Why?"
Oh, and if you guys have seen a photo of Ruben Langdon signing a piece of pizza, I took that photo.
Perfect.
I like to imagine that's like actually probably way more like popular than I would give it credit.
That it was not my pizza. That was the person ahead of me. But as soon as I realized what they were doing, I was like, "Please let me take a photo."
Yeah, I was gonna ask if it actually was yours or not.
No, it's not mine. But I took the photo.
Sad.
The guy
Hey,
said he
Max.
was gonna put in an epoxy or something.
Mac, I have a super chat which is addressed to you. What
What's
ice cream? What ice cream are you eating?
That's money. That's money well spent right there.
That's $2 super chat from Demicro. Thanks, dude.
It
Ooh,
was
the micro.
What's the type? Let's hear it.
so it's vanilla, but it was a one of those cones that has like the hard fudge and then the peanuts on it.
Like the cornetto, I guess.
Yeah, the
Drumsticks?
Kind of like a drumstick, kind of. It's one of the other brands, but one of the other cheaper brands. But I got like it was like an assorted pack, and the only way to tell what is what flavor is to look at the very hard to see color on the packaging. And I just kind of grabbed a random one, and it turned out. Yeah, it just turned out. It's like, oh, it just turned out to be this one was vanilla. I don't know what. I didn't know what it was until I bit into it, but it was vanilla.
Well, it's not the worst flavor you could get.
Well, now that I finished my ice cream, I'm going to call all of you perverts and peeping toms and tell you to turn off my camera.
I also reply to Oni-chan if you are curious. Oni-chan! Thank you.
Well, good to know now.
Also, we've already lost Hagane to the Shadow Realm. He is now being sent to bad opinion jail because he realized the fault of his crimes, and he now loves both Caligula and Caligula Effect Overdose. So he's at least now on the right side of history. So by the end of the stream,
The wrong side of history.
That just means we have to drag him to the dark side.
20 minutes left.
20 minutes
boy.
left. Sounds
Yes,
fantastic.
What are your
I'm
what are your
gonna,
thoughts?
I'm gonna shut up actually and like get my own thing started because I'm very bad at being productive and talking.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. According to the website, there's 13 minutes left, and there's been 13 minutes left.
Actually,
that's
13 hours.
13 hours, yeah.
Shut up! I misread it.
No, trust me.
It's okay. It's okay. It's in Japanese. It's in Japanese. Don't worry.
No wonder it's been sitting on 13 minutes for like
No, that's the
13
thing,
minutes.
because I thought the whole thing was happening at 10 EST, and I look at the clock and it's like 14 minutes, but then the stream says 80, and I look at it, I'm like, that's definitely not minutes.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I got confused too. I was like, what the especially because David always starts like an hour early, and I know he's the same time as I am, so I was like, David, stop doing that. It confuses me.
I just find it interesting having a countdown for what I guess is just going to be like a website update, like what 13 hours specifically after the
guys,
first trailer?
we technically don't know how long this trailer is. It could be that long until
It could
that
be a
15 hours.
13 minutes. Yeah, we're just gonna watch the entire game being played.
Directed by Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, it's a full
It's actually-
walkthrough.
It's just in slow mo the entire time.
With
Directed by Zack Snyder.
Dude, all I'm saying, I'm just waiting for the friggin' Monarch protagonist to turn around slowly, and it's still just Norman Reedus.
we have
I just
Oh
can't
my
wait till you
God.
guys find out that the opening movie for this is it's being sung by Lynn. Can't believe they got all the SMT1 classics. They got the original programmers, directors, writers, composers, and they got Lynn.
Oh man.
for real. Is that true? Or are you fucking?
No, but it would be.
Oh,
funny.
okay.
I'm just waiting for the announcement: soundtrack and story by Lotus Juice.
Oh god.
I'm hearing his remix of Backside of the TV. I am the backside of the TV.
What if it turns out what if it turns out oh god, hold on, I'm trying to remember what the name is.
I just had an aneurysm. Live on camera.
What if it turns out that the people singing the opening song is actually Wink Wink?
Then I'm pretty sure, like, first time in like forever. I think Dad might actually be happy about some video game news.
Yeah. It would also just bring up a million more questions as to who the fuck Wink Wink is. Where are they?
Wink,
Yeah, I was like,
Wink,
what
Wink
is
is just my
this?
mom. So like, yeah, don't worry about it. They're doing good.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, actually, well, that is funny though. Now that I think about it, there is Soul Hackers ties to the composer, the composer of this. Though. So that's not
Composure?
that's not like 100% like the most like unbelievable thing.
It would be really funny. It would be really funny.
Adam, are you a bottom left or a top left kind of guy?
I need clarification on what you're referring to.
Yeah,
Interesting question.
I was confused, so
What could be sexual about being a bottom left?
You know what? I didn't imply sexual. I just want to know.
Are you
Granted.
a licker or are you an eater of ice cream? This is what I want to know.
Dude, all I'm saying is anyone who says they're a licker of ice cream is gaslighting you.
That's true.
Anyways, I'm more of a bottom left, if I had to say so myself.
I had a feeling.
I'm a sucker of ice cream.
Mac, you look like a top right guy to me. You
Dude.
look like you'd be a good top right logo on YouTube.
Spencer, you're the kind of person to friggin' stick a straw into your ice cream.
I'm gonna be
No,
perfectly honest. I have no
I'm
fucking clue
the-
what you're talking about.
I'm the kind of white guy who would unironically, and even after watching Kids Next Door, call Sprinkles Jimmy's.
Oh,
You know what? I actually just in the last week finished rewatching Kids Next Door, the entirety
how
of
was
it.
that?
You say that as if that's a normal thing to do.
Well, I say
not.
that as like, wow, that's a coincidence that you bring
Like,
up Kids Next Door.
I love like you mentioned it like it's Friends, like how or The Office, like it's just that show that all
finished
white
watching
people have to
Friends
watch.
again.
Dude, I just got caught up to Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Oh
Oh,
man,
do you guys know
I-
the Kanker sisters are in this? This shit's wild.
dude. Honestly, the Kids Next Door, great, still holds up.
Yeah, I
it was
ignore
a-
that
that was
show.
a
Oh,
show-
are we getting
that
a
was
full
show
review
that
right now?
shut-
We're getting
that
a
was
full
just
review.
Yeah, why not? Why not? That was a show that I feel like just got better with each season, though I feel like it plateaued with season 5 and 6. I felt like we're just as good as each other.
Have you seen the stuff with like Galactic's what was it, Galactic Kids Next Door that got like
Yes,
they were making
and
the pilot for it.
It hurt
It's
me when
happening.
it wasn't.
It's gonna happen. It's got to happen. Don't give up faith.
So back in 2014 when it wasn't picked up, I was really like, oh, that sucks, because I was like really hoping that seemed really cool. And then I just kind of like got over it. But then this is actually what prompted me to rewatch the series. Back in February, Mr. Warburton actually re-uploaded the trailer for some reason, and not only did he re-upload that pilot thing, but he also went to the Rainbow Monkeys website and changed it to that new version of the trailer. So it's like, what's the point of that? And it's very minor. It could literally be nothing, but it's just enough that was like, oh god, maybe in the age of like HBO Max and stuff, maybe.
That's the thing. Like, if he's going out of his way to do that, that does feel like an HBO Max revival type. It's just been. It's not like reboots weren't plentiful before, but I feel like we are in an era right now where reboots are like really, really swinging into like full gear for better and worse.
It's kind of.
Can we reboot Infinity Train instead of getting a fifth season? Could we just get an Infinity Train reboot?
The Infinity Train revival.
I'm really lost about all this conversation. You guys are like talking about like American cartoons.
I'm kind of lost too.
Yeah, they're like American cartoons.
So basically, Kuro, Infinity Train is like, think if white people made the Brazilian dub of Beyblade. That's kind of what the show's like.
Interesting.
I am a white man. You know what? I am a white man, and I don't understand what that means.
I'll take whatever Spencer said at face value, and
I'm willing to bet that Ozzy and I are the only ones here on stream, at least, who have seen Infinity Train.
You know, Spencer, all I'm saying is what you just said feels like you're just the translator here.
I'm trying to listen. I'm making an OBS stream. I'm typing a description. I'm snorting coke. I'm very busy.
Question for you, boys. I can't answer it because just like Kuro, I'm lost. Speaking of Ed, and Eddie, who of the three would be Law, Chaos, Neutral? From New $5 super chat. Thank you, bro.
Oh, that's easy.
Double D is obviously
Double D is Law. Yeah.
Ed is
Ed,
neutral. Ed is like
Ed single D.
Inoffensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie would definitely be Chaos.
Yeah, definitely Chaos. Yeah.
All right. We got
also, David, I have to say, David, you were like that was possibly like the most Canadian way to say a title of a show you've clearly never seen before. I have a question about the Edward and Edward show.
I heard about this show before, so
you know what? No, we can shift it. What are your opinions on 16?
Hold on. The irony of being like, that's the most Canadian thing, Ed, and Eddie saying it that way.
That's Ed and Eddie show, I bet.
Ed and Eddie is a Canadian show. It is the longest running Canadian cartoon.
I've never heard of this.
Not true. That is not true, Mac. Longest running, still to this day, Canadian cartoon goes to Total Drama, and that is just the facts.
Okay, are you counting Total Drama-Rama?
Well, I'm just counting the Total Drama Brandom.
That's different because that's multiple series technically.
Same people though. Same people who
I get the idea. I get the idea.
Again, I'm lost over here. I'm like trying to looking up. Like you guys mentioned it, I'm like googling like what Total Drama.
The more we talk about not Monarch, the faster the trailer gets revealed.
Teen Titans season 6. Anyone?
Oh, Teen Titans. Now that's scene. Yeah, is it really?
I don't know. That's a question that I got.
They like kind of.
Did anyone here see? Did anyone here see the Teen Titans Go to the movies?
I actually really like that movie.
I love that movie.
Adam, I knew there was a reason I love you. That's a great movie.
Is that like that cartoony, really really cartoony Teen Titans show that did? No,
it's like
I haven't.
That's the thing, because that show gets a lot of flack, and I think the show itself is very like extremely hit or miss. That movie is surprisingly funny though.
Oh, that movie's great. It's just lampooning modern superhero movie culture. the whole time, and it's great. And not only that, but it has some moments that are just like Jesus Christ.
That also does have, I'd argue, the best Stan Lee cameo in any.
Oh my god!
I'll agree with that.
The best use of
The best use of Stanley.
Let me be in your movie. I just need to be in more superhero movies. It doesn't matter. I don't care if I wasn't born.
I really want to rewatch that
Oh,
film
did
now.
they really? That's also fucking hilarious.
Yeah, because that movie
10
has one of my
minutes.
favorite montages ever of the Titans fixing
Time
every
traveling.
superhero backstory so that none of the superheroes exist, and then undoing it, which means killing every person they just saved. It's beautiful.
And then saving all the people they just killed.
Exactly.
Nothing is funnier, and this is not spoilers, but nothing is funnier than seeing someone's parents be pushed to death in a children's movie and laughing hysterically.
It is.
I don't know what they did to Aqua Baby was also pretty hilarious.
That's true. Jesus.
I'm trying to remember what happened
By the
with
way,
that one.
Once again, I'm
all of that-
lost in the conversation.
All of that happening
I'm
while
with you,
Huey
dude.
Lewis is just blaring in the background.
Anyway, we got 10 minutes into this. You guys want to talk about some
I-
predictions? Or
I really love how the chat is talking about how P3 has mediocre pacing. It's completely unrelated.
Man, I've never
It's
heard
just-
that one.
Well, we're talking over here about Corey in the house, Okamura.
I did watch that though, so I know what that is.
I don't know what that is. I really don't. I seen the memes, but I've never seen it. You guys, I grew up without cable in Mexico. So like I seen like anime, but like I grew up with anime, but like American TV shows, maybe like SpongeBob or like
You know,
SpongeBob was cool.
Spencer, when are you shifting the SMTN podcast to be solely focused on Naruto?
bring me to that whenever you're ready, Spence. I'll be there.
Yeah, Naruto's dope. And that's coming from an uncultured anime fan, by the way. I don't watch much anime, so
Well, you already said Naruto's dope. We assume
yeah, Naruto's dope.
That was an uncultured opinion.
Death Note, Dragon Ball.
That note is sick.
Death Note's amazing, yeah.
Man.
Tonight
What?
we're talking with Spencer, SMT Network, Kuro, Midnight Channel, Ozyak, Maka, for those asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm actually back and somehow actually ready. Just before we like really get into this, who besides me and David is actually live streaming this? Garbo.
I am.
I'm recording, but I'm not streaming.
I appreciate your moxie. I'm too
I'm not
scared to ever
doing
record anything.
I'm not doing anything.
It's like I'm not
You're the
working
eye
tonight.
Mac. You're the eye candy. You're here licking those cones and whatnot. But no, I was gonna say, did I miss too many of the predictions? Because I basically just went to go get a drink because I'm physically on the verge of dying.
I like how we were all having a conversation with Spencer. And Spencer wasn't even here.
Shift the SMTN podcast to just be Naruto focused forever.
I could do that. I have a very large love and collection of Naruto things.
And I was
a
saying,
bunch of Naruto crap.
well, I need to invite you to my anime podcast then. We can talk about Naruto for 3 hours.
Okay,
Four.
just curious. I'm assuming I'm the last one who has not actually gone live yet, though.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
In spirit.
Anyone watch Cowboy Bebop?
I seen Cowboy.
yeah.
Oh, dude, that opening is so fucking good.
Hold on. We can't just start by talking about Cowboy Bebop. You have to have a clean open to a live stream. David's was
7
me
minutes.
talking. David was me talking about Canadian cartoons. Kuro's is probably ice cream discussion. So we're gonna start my stream very clean. So everybody, just right next to the mic, and then we'll get. Hold on.
Let's start with the worst crap possible.
Oh, what do you mean? This is primo content. Okay.
Any of you play that new Minecraft update?
No, Minecraft guy. We have to do the very professional opening for the 5th time. Okay, so in unalphabetical order, I am here, your terrible guest host, Licky Ice Cream Tensei Man, Spencer Presley. Joining me is Mac off my Maca Big Mac Talk Whopper Boy, Ozzy. Ozzy, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing swell.
Also joining me is my Canadian poof cake, who sometimes talks about anime on the side. Maca, how's it going?
I'm Canadian.
Yep.
You are now.
When he's not playing Yakuza and licking his American Best Buy Steelbook collection, Kuro, what are you doing tonight?
I am reading the chat how everybody's fighting about a video I did like 3 days ago. What is everybody
Fantastic.
fighting about?
And his favorite North American Cartoon Network exclusive to Australia cartoon, Boku no Pico fan number 1, David, how are you doing tonight?
I'm confused, dude.
Don't think about it.
Don't worry, the chat will know. First one to super chat Boku no Pico on anywhere just gets
Oh.
I don't know. You'll get like a manga.
Come on, yo.
From Mac
Super
Mac
chat.
mangas.
Yes.
So yes,
Where's that
we're
micro?
getting into the world's messiest reaction to a thing, and I'm
4
going to say
minutes?
this. I didn't say this beforehand. We're
4
very
minutes?
close to the reveal of Monarch.
Yee.
Spoilers, everybody. We have a challenge tonight.
Oh.
The first one, not the first one, but the let's see, our challenge tonight. It's kind of like opposite of Pee Wee's Playhouse. No one is allowed to say the P word or the long S word.
Penis and
How
sex.
long can we make it in this live stream without saying the SMT word or the P word?
Okay,
Banter?
we can do that. We
Okay.
can do that.
So,
Am I allowed to say
Who's-
sentinels?
yes, sentinels are allowed. Sexual sentinels, questionable. But no, how fast can we do predictions? Because I think if we line this up with 1 minute per prediction, we should be good.
P word with robots.
No,
Word for.
no, not PP word robots. David, you're the one who's done this the longest, so you should get first dibs. David, what is your prediction for what we're about to see or the Monarch that is about to bestow upon you?
4 minutes trailer. We'll see characters, hear music, and possibly combat gameplay. New school
Alright.
setting. I want to know what that is too. Probably a P word
David.
reference.
Oh no! Did anyone get a Boku no Pico super chat, by the way?
Oh.
They,
hope
they,
not.
I'm talking about it over here, but
Somebody-
no super
somebody-
chat.
Oh, there it is. $2 for
Exceed.
David.
Exceed
Virtue
raised the
Alice.
bar. Exceed raised the price though. The Boku no Pico tipping jar is at a maximum. We're at $5 by Exceed, who just says Boku no Pico. So we have a current winner. I don't know who wants to donate the most to be the Boku no Pico champion, but that is a title.
$2. We love Buko no Pico super chat. Virtualis. Thank you.
No, I think actually, David, they donated that for you to say I love blank blank blank. So could you say that with clean audio, please, for them?
I love Buko no Pico.
I also. Who does the I buko, you buko, we all Mako, when you're not bukoing on my ice cream cone in the back of my uncle's car, or whatever the story of that manga was, what's your prediction for this we're about to see?
I think it doesn't matter what prediction I make because it's already very.
So
it's
this
all-
is actually continuing. We're at $9.99 super chat by Ty.
Oh,
It's very obvious that we already know what the game is. It's just P word 5, but worse with bad combat. We already know all of this. We could tell all of it already.
I kind of hate I thought you were actually going to make a good point because the thing about it that's really interesting is I am so sold on this game more than Boku. But the funniest part is I keep getting sold and I legitimately have no idea how this game looks like in action. This game is reverse SMT5 for me in the sense of oh my gosh, it's this game I've waited for so long. I've in a week I've gone from what's this game to oh my god, I can't wait for this game.
Demicro $5.01 super chat. I love Buko no Pico, but you're late, dude.
Sorry, God. The Buko no Bopo part is $9.99. You gotta get into the double digits.
That was a nice try though, but he.
Kuro,
Hey,
last minute
60 seconds.
predictions.
We
We're so
got
close.
60 seconds prediction.
60 seconds.
Uh,
Let's go.
It's gonna be really late for us to get that in the West. That's my prediction.
No way. I'm calling it random. My prediction, besides
it's
that,
a
I will
year.
interrupt Adam all night. My prediction is this releases before 2022.
Oh, I know. I think that's summer 2022.
Yeah. Well,
Summer. Oh.
it releases this year, doesn't it?
In Japan,
October.
in Japan,
Yeah.
that's true. But
Yeah,
we
that's
have
what I
no idea.
said.
I'm just being very optimistic. Optimistic as Aussie mystic.
Oh.
Aussie, missed on me with your predictions, please.
I'm expecting the wonderful sequel to Tokyo Mirage Sessions we were all promised.
Oh.
And here we go.
Ooh, that was the
Oh, shit.
reverse SMT word I told you not to say. That means you get bonus points. Those are Pico
Let's
points.
go. It's starting.
Pico point,
What can we
please.
spend those? What can
Is
we
your-
spend
is
those
your-
Pico points on?
on my Boku. So are you guys? Is yours actually going? Because mine is just saying beginning shortly.
Yeah, mine.
You might have to refresh.
I'm refreshing it right now. It's still saying beginning.
It'll take a sec.
Thankfully, actually,
I'm beginning shortly.
at the very least, thankfully, YouTube Premiere does thankfully even for everybody.
Yeah, we're supposed to see that sexy intro from YouTube in.
I'm still refreshing. Like, is it supposed to be working?
Yeah, it still just says Premiere will begin shortly on my end.
Yeah, me too.
Can I just say one thing about the YouTube Premiere feature? I really wish they would let us.
Here we go.
I really wish they would let us customize the countdown.
The countdown.
Hey, I got that $15 super chat. We have a winner, Alex Sullivan, Buko no Pico. Let's go.
Okay, my
the
audio is
countdowns
going horrendously loud. So, chat, I'm very sorry you all had to hear that. Let me see if I can.
I can hear it. I can hear it all the way over here.
That was so loud.
Hey, everybody on my chat.
Don't die. There we go.
Let me hit record. All right, we're live reacting to the Monarch.
Wow, this
reveal.
is so loud,
go.
YouTube.
Let's fucking go. I'm
There
still
we
muting.
go.
I haven't
That was
muted.
loud.
I don't care.
Hey,
It's muted.
y'all, can you say hello?
I
Hello to
legit
my.
probably just blowed out at all my Boku no Pico listeners things. So I'm at 116. What are you guys at?
187.
102.
1, 2, 1, 1.
4.
I'm at 59, 58.
59,
Yeah,
58,
52.
57.
God, I love
Adam.
how YouTube Premiere is so clean. Thank you, YouTube Premiere.
I
Works
I
every
will
time.
say, Mac, for you saying that you wish they had custom kind of countdowns. Technically, I had one for a bit because for some reason I've never seen this before. In
Really?
3 premieres I had in a row,
That's
my
funny.
premiere was completely glitched out, where it was completely. I don't even know how to describe
I
it.
feel
It was just,
I
static
feel bad
nonsense.
about loud Premiere, but also at the same time, isn't that kind of the universal complaint though? Isn't literally every YouTube Premiere just horrendously loud compared to the actual video volume?
Yes.
Mhm.
Seriously, what I had 2 playing simultaneously. I forgot I had one in the background, and it sounded like I had put on almost like a
Alright,
YouTube
10,
poop YouTube Premiere.
9, 8.
Let's go.
Okay,
Six.
no, can't do the countdown when I'm at 14. It's a little mean to me.
1. Let's go. It starts.
Don't be all whatever, because we're all out of sync.
Oh man, this 3D is not good looking.
Yo, is that Mario?
Already
Okay.
done the 3D.
No, that looks good. That looks good.
I love you all are commenting on the pre-rendered as if it's oh yeah, this is the in-game. This is the in-game.
No. It just looks good. The art style's cool.
Looks sick.
This
Oh
is very
shit!
this is very weirdly stylized, way more than I thought it would.
I like it though. I like
It
it.
kind of reminds me of was it Scarlet Nexus?
Yeah,
or whatever?
Scarlet Nexus.
Yes, I heard that. I heard that.
I'm almost
Vein
getting.
too.
I'm almost getting what's it called? It's Soccer Wars vibes a little bit. Weirdly
No,
enough.
this will actually sell copies.
No, that's different. That looks way better than Caligula, though.
いい加減諦めてよ。こっちは全部見切ってるんだから。
I like our anime friends
You
here.
guys can hear it?
I'm surprised we're going with such a poppy song. Not in a bad way. It weirdly fits. Actually, I was thinking the art style wouldn't have lent it to that.
I would
Spencer,
have
what did
assumed
I tell you about TMS?
I would have assumed it would go with kind of more of a metal song or rock, hard rock.
Also, can I just say, I know we were a little worried about how
Maruki.
this is a school RPG. I love how all of their outfits do not look like generic anime school RPGs.
Yeah,
That looks, that looks really good. That doesn't look as generic as Caligula.
どうか承諾か容認を。
I like what I'm seeing.
Well, it looks more alive, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't wait until we see all these articles talking about the new P word
I'll say that.
Oh, look at those uniforms
This
though.
later. I don't know if you guys feel this, and I know we're kind of more limited. I swear to God, this looks like
those uniforms look
this
good for
looks like
Persona
it's
4.
made in Unreal 4, like Caligula. This almost looks like the Caligula engine.
Yeah, kinda.
One thing I will say I really like. One thing I really like about this
Oh
is
my god, there's some mascot. There's a bunny mascot.
Well, I kind of like how the cutscenes actually look like they put effort into them and didn't just go with model standing there.
Yeah.
That's the combat.
What is this?
Oh.
This is a great reveal trailer.
What the heck is this? Yeah, that's a.
Can we go back to that again? I want to see that again.
We will be looping and discussing, I'm sure, for at least 9
I guess
hours.
this is a strategy.
I'm so
turn-based.
glad this is not just like a normal.
They said it's
like,
turn-based.
Well, either way, like I'm glad it's at least using an interesting like mix that is not just your normal 3v enemies. Also, damn, these animations look nice for the battle attacks.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Those animations too, dude. That looks really cool.
Oh, that looks pretty cool. I just don't like
in case you guys are curious, that fog when you're exploring, that's just the Switch version. That's the draw distance on that Switch version, guys.
Wow, that's in 4 months.
What an insane
that looks promising.
announcement to reveal.
This looks good. Yeah, no, this looks good. This looks interesting.
Can I actually put this out right now? I don't know what this actually says because we're in such a weird year right now.
Yeah.
This to me, I could see being like JRPG of PS5 contender. Like, sorry, JRPG on PS5 of the year contender. And I know that's like very specific, but like we were talking about earlier, there's just not a lot of like competition in that sense. Hold on, let me put this on loop because I always fucking forget how.
Yeah, that's what I'm literally what I'm doing right now.
Oh, actually, I forgot.
That
You can't loop it until you get away from the premiere. It won't let you loop the premiere. Thank you, YouTube. But yeah, hold on. So weren't there 2 other trailers that should have gone live like at the same time?
That was like the BGM thing.
Huh.
I'm not sure about what we heard though. The
music
sounds weird. The music sounds kind of weird though.
I know this might surprise some people.
Yeah.
I think this was a better reveal today than Battlefield 2042. At least this has a campaign. At least this has a campaign.
I think you might have a point there.
It's like full metal soundtrack, but everything going on screen is like really calm and all.
Yeah, there's some.
The intro sounds really show you
here.
Yeah, music
need
choices.
a-
It might just be the trailer though. I don't know.
Well,
we
no,
need
it's
a
like
word
thing.
for like this art style. We need like a word for like. It's really dark in terms of like how it looks like with like the aesthetics and stuff, but at the same time, it's also like very clean. Like it's not minimal, but like the use of blacks and whites are very contrast. Especially if you look at the box for the collector's edition and like the cover image on the Twitter account. Now that it's like revealed, it's like with everyone kind of having armor and like the glistening of the effect, like the crown on the middle of the characters, like it's really interesting.
He uses lighting really well.
The portrait of the characters, the way that they're drawn, kind of reminds me of like Octopath Traveler in a way. Not in game, but the way that the portrait are drawn.
I get what you mean. Yeah,
They look great.
and I adore Octopath, so I'm completely fine with that.
So I know we're all gonna like jump over each other. So I thought like we should like actually just do a like 1-by-1 quick trailer grade. So not like, oh, here's everything I thought about it, but like we're being very like we're on America Weeb's Got Talent, and this was the trailer audition to us. So like, what would our little judges quit be? So who wants to go first for that?
Why don't you go first, man?
Me? Okay. In the scale of weaviness from weave to really weave, this is definitely super weave, like a 10 out of 10 weaviness here. It's a good trailer, but like I don't know, this is anything barely comprehensible. Like gameplays, like I saw it, but I was like, it's very incomprehensible when it comes to the gameplay. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm still like, I still have like no idea.
I'm
what the
shocked you say that, just because like it felt like such a good trailer of like, here's your story, here's your gameplay, here's your battles, here's your systems, here's a little bit of a tease for the future. There you go.
Here's what
the game.
Here I'll just go real quick. Here's what I'll say to that. I kind of agree with Kuro. I still don't know if this is going to be like that look like I understand it's going to be a turn-based thing, but it still looks very strategy. It looks like a strategy RPG, which none of that was mentioned in any of like the Famitsu stuff. So I am still confused as to how the gameplay is going to be.
That's my exact thought, because like I see the gameplay. I'm like, oh, that looks neat, but like I still don't get how it's going to actually function, regardless of what we've seen. Which maybe I'd have to go over the trailer like 50 more times to
Yeah, I'm
kind of
like,
get it.
But looking
I'm
at it, it's
looping
like
that gameplay part. I'm like, I just want to know what the fuck is going on in the gameplay.
it looks
'cause-
like a mix of like Valkyria Chronicles and Caligula for the combat.
oh man, that's
I
terrible.
think you're looking a little too deep into like the actual movement of like. I think this is still turn based, but like I don't think the grid is as large and intimidating as you guys are thinking.
Oh, I don't think it's intimidating. I,
don't-
just think it's not explained.
Yeah.
Well,
I just-
we're
I don't know.
We're also a 3-minute and 40-second long preview where like we have 4 months for this game
Well,
to
that's
kind of
all
like
we're
and
saying, 'cause you're like, nah, I got this.
Now,
Alright.
looking at it right now, it's like I don't know. I like the character designs. The character design are great. They look all original and different from one to another, which once again is something that just looking at it like this, it seems better than Caligula in that regards.
So
I think artistically,
Yeah.
I really love how this looks.
yeah, I agree
For
with
real.
that. The dude that makes the art does really good art. The he illustrated
so
Over-
been
Overlord?
really good stuff.
he illustrated Overlord the novels, which I read.
Ooh.
So it's really good fucking art. So from that perspective, his style is so suited for this. It looks like to me, it looks like Danganronpa, Persona, and like Fire Emblem in a
I don't think you
blender.
could say that word.
You
Too
said
bad.
the P word.
You said
word.
Hey.
the banned word.
No. I earlier I asked you. You said the P and the S, and I asked you penis and sex, and you were yes, and I was like,
Yes.
okay.
Listen, I'm a man. I
It's
hear PP, I
synonymous.
hear S word. I say yes.
Anyway, yeah, they just put up everything in a blender. Oh, and what is that? Neo Tokyo. What is that?
Neo, the world's end with you.
Yeah, the Worlds with you. Yeah,
Oh,
there's all of this.
Here's a hot take.
style.
Here's a hot take. This game looks way better than like this game looks
Yes.
like it has more production value than the new fucking World Ends with You, which is hilarious to me.
I agree.
Okay, that's the thing. Like, not really to pivot to that. I was being gaslit by the universe into thinking I was the only person who thought this looks low production in terms of Neo.
Oh no, not at all. I thought when it got revealed, we were talking about like I mean I know I also kind of felt like the minority, but like I think unless you're a World Ends with You fan, like Neo Worlds Ends You is out literally next month, and no one besides fans cares because it looks super budget. Like, and not even in a bad way. It just looks budget.
That's the thing, and I don't mind it because like I think World Ends with You is awesome. I want to get into those games. I'm excited. I just like it looks relatively cheap, and everyone around me is like, "Nope, you're dumb." I'm like, "Okay."
You're like too close to the sun in that point.
Hold
But like,
on,
okay,
hold
so
on.
like I know we kind of like gave like really quick text menu, but like I did kind of want to like give like a grade for each of us. So like Curry, you kind of seem like you're more on the lower end. Like if you had to give it from F to A, where are you at?
I give the I had to grade like different things. The whole
We're
thing,
being a whole average, and this is not of your hype for the game. This is just I'm grading the trailer. Like, how do you grade the trailer in terms of a reveal?
as a reveal, I think it's an A. Like it's like you said, like it does character reveal, it does story reveal, it does gameplay reveal. I mean, it did pretty much a good job of kind of like showing the different facets of the game. I just feel like because they did this, they didn't take enough time to show like the facets of the game. You know, it's obviously the first trailer, so. But yeah, I'll give it an A. It's a good trailer.
I'll say it might not help that this is in Japanese, so
Yeah, I
it'd be
was gonna
harder for us
say.
to understand.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Well, spoilers. Like the little bit I do know about like the Western plane for this will also not have an English dub. So just go into knowing
All right,
that.
that's not surprising.
Yeah,
Which
not surprised
honestly,
at
like,
all.
I'm fine with. Like, not all games need an English dub, and the best part about that is not having an English dub means that we hypothetically will get this a lot faster. So, like right now, Caligula 2 is going to be out in like a little under 2 months, and I think the aim for right now is September in the West. So I think it's really, really possible that like if this year kind of stays as slow as it is, and we'll find out after like next week with E3, if this week kind of stays the way it is, I think this would be a great post Black Friday, early December RPG. Like right in that, Mac, you'll appreciate this, that like Xenoblade 2 slot. If you've got your pre-Christmas money and you just want to sink your teeth into a long RPG.
I can't get excited for Caligula 2.
Well, no. I'm not talking about Caligula 2. I'm saying like Monarch December this year.
Wow,
I think would be perfect.
I think that's
think about
way
it.
too soon. And that's coming out in October in Japan, dude.
Yeah, but I think Caligula 2 months after is coming out in the West. So why would Monarch 2 months after not come out in the West?
Depends on who publishes it.
It's NIS.
I think it's NIS too, but we'll see.
It just depends
Also,
on how long it takes for us to get this game.
Well, also, one of the things we got to talk about, again, like, we literally just found out about this game, like, a little over a week ago. I'm amazed how far this looks for how good it is. Like, if this was a low-budget, like, rushed, we're doing this in a year game, I do not think it would look as polished as this is. Like, at this point, this game's basically done. They're just waiting a couple of months to actually sell it. Like, this looks like it's... Like, you could...
Summarize they let us hear some of the music, they showed the combat. I assume they showed some of the story, but we can't read what was said, so I don't really know. Good trailer overall.
Half of that trailer was story. What do you mean assume? These are
no. Well, I mean, I can't read what was on screen. That's what I mean by that. I don't understand anything about the story, but they showed the story.
Plot. We just saw a bunch of characters.
Yeah, exactly, because we can't understand what's written on there.
Plot, we have a very special comment by King Narukami himself. Ooh. Speaking of plot, he said, "I'm just here for the MILF teacher," which we can all get behind. There was a DILF teacher and a G-DILF. That's the triple threat: MILF, DILF, G-DILF. This game's got it all going for it.
Oh, Tokyo Ghoul Fire Emblem's a good comparison.
Ooh. I don't see P word having any gilfs. G-DILFs.
I don't know. Friggin' Yoshida's kind of...
Yoshida.
David, really quick, before we get the other two, what would your letter grade be for the reveal?
Probably B.
Okay. Mac, what about you?
B+.
B+, yeah.
And Ozzy, what about you?
I don't speak Japanese, but it looks very pretty. I'll give it a B+. Or B. I don't know. And I literally don't mean to be hyperbolic, but like I know I've just been talking about this game a whole bunch over the last week for it. This, like, I had my bar of what I wanted to see in terms of this game, and I wasn't sure of what to see. Because honestly, I was kind of worried we would just get maybe the opening movie and like a snippet of gameplay. Just because a lot of opening teaser reveals are pretty meh. But I'm going to give this I'm sure I won't regret this when it comes out soon, an S tier. I'm going to give this an S tier trailer of like, this is everything I wanted. I saw the whole cast. I got to hear a good diversity of all the people. I saw the battle system. They showed us the fucking menus. You don't show menus unless that game's done, because if you're in game development, you know that shit changes 900 times in the world for it. But like, it's one of those things like literally... And King Narukami also points this out. The only complaint I have going away from this whole reveal is, great, when's the official Western announcement? Because I would not be surprised if we all wake up tomorrow or Friday and NIS is just like, oh, hey, guys, yeah, we're bringing this out. Because remember how quickly they were for Caligula 2.
You think it's going to be that soon? Caligula 2 was really quick, but it wasn't like 2 or 3 days. Wasn't it like 2 weeks or something?
I think it was a while, but you also got to think what else is NIS got to really show. And like, not saying that like Atlas and NIS or even companies like of their size need to bring a lot, but I think having like one big announcement or one big like Western thing, because a lot of these companies at E3, they normally don't get a lot of attention, but from fans, they'll make like a couple of small localization announcements. And this would be like a good one of like, hey, this is coming out. This is our big fall game. Because think about it, NIS doesn't really have a lot, and this also kind of ticks the box Caligula doesn't, of this is also going to be a next-gen RPG. Of like, this is going to be coming out on PS5 on top of like PS4 and Switch, which not a lot of games are kind of doing that. Of like, you're seeing a lot of games that are, oh, we're on PS4, which you can play on PS5, but you're not seeing a lot of companies actually commit to it like that.
It's probably going to be the same game though, but with no loading times.
So-
PS5.
I want the haptic feedbacks of when I'm just every time.
Spencer over here
that's
smoking
not gonna be in
something.
there.
What are you
Yeah.
smoking, Spencer? Share
That's
some
not
of
gonna
it.
be in this game.
It was like, dude.
I want the bass of every track to be reflecting in the controller. That's where I want the haptic feedbacks to be. Actually, this will be a good question for all of you because I'm not sure if we're kind of split up. I don't have this confirmed, but I have been talking to people. There are people who are worried, oh, is this not coming to PC? Don't look at the Japanese announcement as, oh, there's no PC version. A lot of the times the PC version just gets held because it's so kind of weird to make and develop and usually gets ported out, that the Western version will always kind of be the PC reveal one. So assuming PC is just a thing, out of PC, PS4, PS5, and Switch, where are we thinking we would play this, assuming we play this day one?
On Switch.
PS5.
Xbox.
Dude, are you for real? You going Switch?
Yeah.
He always
I
plays
need you
the
to
Switch.
explain-
Especially this
yourself.
type of game. Like, it's not a demanding game. It's going to run perfectly fine on Switch, and I want to play my
This,
games
Yeah,
portably.
it
this
looks like crap.
sounds like something. This sounds like something Kuro might be able to help me with. Kuro, you actually played Caligula on Switch, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a bad port, though.
That's a bad port. That's not
no,
fair.
no.
The game already
No, it is
ran like
not.
crap from the beginning, so you can't blame that on the
It's a
Switch.
Unreal Engine 4 game. Yeah, that is not a Switch problem. No. Sorry, here. I think you guys are kind of like saying that it cut out a little bit on my end. This is not it's the devs were lazy thing. Unreal Engine. I don't know why I have to keep telling people this. Like, this is a weird
Octopath
thing.
Traveler and Dragon Quest 11 are running on Unreal Engine 4 and they're running perfectly fine on Switch.
Octopath Traveler literally had to be fucking backported for 2 years because Dragon Quest is insane and has the budget for that. Octopath should not even be in this comparison because it is an HD game on 2D. This is a thing of like, if you look at it...
What do you mean it shouldn't be in there? You're talking about Unreal Engine 4.
I am talking about Unreal Engine 4 of a game that uses very little 3D assets, whereas something like this, if you look at most Unreal Engine 4 games on Switch, which most people don't actually play outside of like the Square Enix ones, most Unreal Engine 4 games have an extremely hard time being even remotely comparative to it because of all the compromises they have to make. Because no one's using Switch as the even least common denominator platform. They are developing it PS4 for base, bringing it up for PC and PS5 when they can, and then cranking everything down into potato mode to get it to run on Switch. Even like for Caligula Effect, it's like it's not unplayable. It's not like it is an insanely like you don't see like, oh, you're not playing it and be like, oh, this is lazy. It's like, okay, the draw distance is extremely sucked in. The resolution makes Xenoblade Chronicle 2 look like it's in 4K, and everything has a smear of molasses, and it can't even hold a stable 30. When it's like, it's cool that it's on there, and if you go in knowing that, great, but like I just can't stand for a thing of like people being like, oh, well, the devs were lazy, that's why the port's not good. Like, no, it's like, realistically, unless you're someone like a Square Enix who can crank Dragon Quest 11 money into something, like, most companies just have a hard time getting Unreal to work, not because it's a bad engine, not because the Switch is bad, it's literally just a thing of like, that engine was not made for systems like the Switch. The fact that it runs literally only exists because things like Epic wanted Fortnite to be on everything. Like, Unreal Engine never was intended to be running on that Tegra chip in the year 2021 when it was old by 2017 standards.
I have no reasons to believe this game's not going to run properly on Switch.
Also, Caligula FX already ran like crap from the beginning.
Now, to be fair, the Vita version is
He's
not.
about to
Is
defend.
not
Oh my god.
the Vita version is not running in Unreal, which would be funny if it was. The Vita version was a very demanding Unity game, and as someone who's played a lot of really bad Unity ports, it's far from the worst. There are RPGs that have way worse stuff for it, and Caligula actually has a lot of like stuff going on in terms of has a lot of unique 3D models. It has a lot of voice acting. Has a lot of like it has a not like there's no loading when you're going from like battles to like stuff. It's a for the Vita, it was a very technologically impressive RPG that like obviously was pushing it to its limits. But yeah, either way, the whole thing it's the thing of the devs aren't lazy. It's definitely going to be hard. I don't think it's going to be trash. People are obviously going to be playing Monarch on the Switch and enjoying it. I'm just so surprised that, like, David, you have these $500 machines in your house. You're like, no, my $200 tablet. That's where I want to be playing.
I can't put my PS5 on the go, dude. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
with the power of remote play, any game is portable.
I mean, I don't need a PS5 to run this game, man. That looks like a PS3 game.
Yeah.
You think Monarch looks like a PS3 game? I will fly to Canada and
100%.
show you PS3 games.
100%. No.
Show me Last of Us. Show me, dude, GTA
I agree.
5, there's a ton of
Oh
games
my
that
god!
I agree with.
better than this.
I agree with David.
Compare these games with $100+ million budgets to these games from developers who've never had
I
a
agree
$10
with
million
David.
budget.
I agree with David. This does look like a PlayStation 3 game, and one of those pretty
you
low
know,
budget ones.
You can't
everyone
say
in
that this
chat,
is a next
everyone
gen
in
game,
chat,
dude.
please
No,
let me
Spencer,
please let me know if
this-
I'm right or wrong.
You're tripping, dude.
This
remember,
looks like a PS3. This looks like a
PS3 game.
P5 is a PS3 game, yes, but specifically,
Another good example. P5 looks better than this.
Like a lot better.
That is not fair. P5 has a
No.
lot of like low res ass textures and stuff to it.
So what? It still looks better.
That doesn't change.
Again,
10 times better.
again, also,
That's not fair.
Okay.
My thing I wanted to say, I don't want to compare it to other games. I literally just want us to ask all of our chats, or just in general, feel free to tweet or pop in the chat, because I have all three of our chats open. Everyone in chat, just say right now, does Monarch look like a PS3 game?
God.
Don't say if it looks good. Don't say if it looks bad. Just
first
think if you
comment
think
that I
it looks
Some
like a PS3
people,
game.
some people
First
already
message
replied.
is PS3 game pretty on mark. First message that I'm getting.
It does look like PS3.
Real
No,
life PS4 game.
Yes.
A PS3.
I can't
I
even
will put
see
my
it,
fucking
David.
microphone and turn on a PS3 right next to me. Like, I swear you all have not
here's the
touched a
thing.
PS3 in 5 years.
Here's the thing. Okay, let me speak.
Hey, dude,
let me
I
speak.
beat this last month. You did.
David, I'm sorry. Let me speak because I've been trying to say this, and all of you keep talking.
All good. Please.
Yes, this looks like a PS3 game, and yes, it's not fair
Thank
to
you.
compare this game to Last of Us, which had like an amazing budget, but that was also 7 years ago. Like, this looks like a like yes, this is definitely not gonna have Last of Us money, but this looks like a high-end PS3 game, but it's years later.
Right.
That,
Also-
you know what? That looks just like Lost
Yeah, I agree with
Dimension,
that.
which is another JRPG with a low budget. That looks just like it.
Oh, you know what this reminds me of?
I love Lost Dimensions. Lost Dimensions looks infinitely not like okay. I'll compromise with this because Killamo says a great thing that I think is a good compromise and will get us to shut up and talk about something else. I think that Monarch looks like a great low budget PS4 game. Can we compromise on that?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, sure.
Ariel in my chat says late PS2 game. Yeah.
God, anyone who calls this a PS2 game, I'm gonna buy a copy of fucking Beautiful Joe and shove it in your face.
Yeah, well, that's
kinda
beautiful,
looks like-
Joe.
All I'm
To
saying,
me, it
you have
kind of
to
looks like
hold
an
it.
SNES game.
Yeah,
Kinda
you know,
reminds me
I'm
of
getting
SNES.
I'm getting Ouya vibes. You guys getting Ouya vibes from Monarch?
Yeah.
All I'm saying, you hold
100%.
this next to DDS, which is standing above. It's pretty easy.
pretty obvious which of the 2DS looks better.
I'll say this: if for everything this game has going against, because a big thing with it, when people saw that it was free, it was like, oh god, it's gonna be low budget. It's gonna be low budget. Not talking about comparisons of systems. Not going to be talking about this. Not even trying to really talk about budget. This does not look like a game that I'm like, oh man, it probably the only thing at this point where the game would be like, oh, it probably could need more money, is if like
No,
it's maybe like sub 20 hours.
You definitely could need more money. I can already tell you that.
What about it? Are you looking at it like, yeah, this thing needs more time in the oven? Like this thing looks done.
Oh,
This
no.
puppy looks ready to eat.
No,
More
that
money
is
doesn't mean
perfectly
more
fine.
time. More money doesn't mean more time. I'm saying, like, if the initial concept of the game, and this is my issue with a lot of JRPGs, particularly Caligula Effect, and that's my worry about Caligula Effect too. These games are insanely like well thought out. Somebody really had a good idea for this game, and they wrote it out and say, "Hey, this is all my ideas. Cool. This is our budget. Like, you definitely cannot make that game, but you're gonna try to make it anyway.
You're saying that, but
the answer.
you haven't said a negative though. What's the part where you're looking at this like we got to give it some more money?
This looks like a Wii U game.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
like.
yes, a Wii U game, a Wii U game.
No, David, listen. You're really telling me that this doesn't look like it comes from the same system as Super Mario Sunshine?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a pretty powerful system. That's a good one to say there.
But yeah, the GameCube's actually really good.
Andrew Ratliff just said Spencer confirmed English release date with a dub. If someone confirmed this at 10 o'clock at night, I would be very surprised.
Forget about that.
Andrew Ratliff, if you can actually like send that my way through any means, please prove me wrong, because I would love for just someone to be said he got a press release at 10:30 in the night.
I really don't think it's happening.
I doubt it.
But it'd be amazing, yeah.
Don't expect that. Don't expect that to have a dub. Bigger games.
I'll say this, guys.
Bigger JRPGs have not had a dub.
We need to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Will this game get a steelbook though? Because this art just screams, I need it on a shiny ass fucking steelbook.
No.
In Japan, maybe.
USA exclusive.
Nuh-uh.
Nah, in Japan.
No.
Come
on, Best Buy, pull through.
Spencer, I love how you bullied me with my lack of Yakuza Best Buy steelbook this week.
You need to be like knocked down a peg. You're getting a little too high and mighty. You're sitting over here telling people Dead Souls is a good game. I saw the Dead Souls anniversary that people were like, "Oh, guys, let's remember Dead Souls was never." Let's go back to when that game released. Let's go back to when no one liked that game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying people need to remember the narrative has kind of changed to that Yakuza can't do any wrong, which is definitely not true.
Here's the thing, because I haven't played Dead Souls. I don't have any strong opinions on it, but I kind of get what you're saying, Spencer, where like, I remember hearing that game being critically panned, and then one day, a couple months back, people were like, dude, Dead Souls was hype. I'm like, when did this happen?
when was this hype?
This is how you know if something is worth giving any attention to. It's got the Woz make a Dead Souls video. I arrest my case. Next topic, everybody.
Oh, okay, that's a good point. I'll give you that.
So I do have a question for everybody. Do you guys have any concerns about this game?
I'm concerned that my Switch version's gonna have frame drops.
I feel like the only concern I really have is just in general performance, and that's just mainly because, Caligula, but that's also kind of unfair.
Yeah.
I'll say this, guys, Caligula on a PS5. Great. That $500 machine running a $20 RPG. It's really kicking those bells and whistles. Let me tell you, it's like when you play Nocturne on like a $1,000 computer. Like, guys, achieved maximum HD with this game.
Let's go.
All I'm saying, Spencer, the fact that 13 Sentinels lagged on PS4 made me really question the hardware of any modern game console.
Yeah.
Ozzy, you're right. 13 Sentinels is a PlayStation 1 demake of an NES game. That is a great point.
I agree. I like how it's a PS1 remake of an SNES game. An SNES game, an NES game.
If you guys ever want to know, like, why are the general preferred sex I'm into not interested in me? Just know that we are gathered together here being mad at one another for saying a game looks like it's from a system it is not on. We'll just let that all sink in and just be happy about our Boku no Pico stream.
Listen, we're having a good old grand old time.
So I do want to voice my concern on this game.
Go for the concern, because I do have a thought that I think is a question and would be a good concern, and it does involve money and not a way that'll upset me. But no, what's your big concern?
So you play Caligula Effect, and you guys haven't, right? Have you guys seen gameplay of Caligula Effect?
Yeah.
Okay, so
by the way, I think we have to like be specific though, because it is so different. When you say Caligula Effect, I think Vita. When you say Overdose, you probably say the version most people think of.
Overdose. We're talking about Overdose. All right. So the first level, the first like 6 to 8 hours of the game, happens in the school, which is basically what's going on here in the trailer, right? And it's really fucking empty and really monotonous, and the map is horrendous. So my concern is that because we're seeing so much stuff on the school, I don't want it to be empty. It does seem like you have a separate dungeon, but you're still spending time in the school. But we noticed that we haven't seen anything outside of the school. So my guess is like one, there's no city to roam around or do anything around, or two, there is a city that you unlock later on, like in Caligula.
That's a very fair concern that I think you'll at least know if it's kind of getting dissuaded or not. Like school, because it is a school-based RPG, like that's more of a fair thing for it. But I think also like again goes back to how much are you really going to fit into a like sub 4 minute trailer. But then that's all. Like I said, that's something I think you'll either know if it's something that like you'll be worried about, or like not by like with all Japanese marketing. If you've never followed any Japanese game, especially role playing games, it has just got a hilarious amount of over marketing. Like it'll be like every week will be like a Monarch teaser for the rest of it. By the way, my chat just keeps saying there's a dub. Will somebody just please send me a link or an article? Because everyone's like there's a dub, there's a dub.
What?
Yeah,
Who is this
Yeah.
in the middle of the night JRPG news breaking website?
I want to bring up my.
You guys
concern
tag
real
us
quick.
on the Twitter.
Please,
Go ahead. Go ahead, David.
I briefly mentioned it before. It might just be a trailer thing, but to me, it was the music. I think it sounds good, but it doesn't seem too fitting to me. What we see on screen.
I don't think that's fair. That's like literally we got, and I mean, I'm assuming you've not heard the 2 YouTube tracks that are going.
Yeah, I did. They sound
Really?
great, but they don't seem fitting with what I'm seeing.
Well,
Maybe
I guess
it's
so.
just
Then
me.
what's kind of like what tone were you expecting at least so far? And also, again, it's not. Game
How
after, like-
bright everything looks at times, or too dark at other times, and I hear those tracks that are like they just sound out of place to me. I don't know.
I agree with David. I did not like the music. I'm sorry.
It doesn't sound bad. I just don't think it fits what I'm seeing for now. But maybe maybe the game will fix it. I don't know.
I guess is it because like there is such heavy orchestra and then also J-pop that was shown that's like weird to you? Or like I guess like for me, I'm just like
It's the tone
I'm
of what
coming
I'm
at
hearing
this.
versus what I'm
Okay.
seeing. It just doesn't fit in my mind.
It doesn't feel like it
Again,
matches
I wanna-
what we saw.
Yeah, exactly. Again, it might be different in game, but see, I'm looking at it right now. You see this girl crying, jumping into the arms of the dude, and it's like joyful anime girl singing. Like I don't know.
Like I said, Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I called it.
Okay,
Probably
here we go. We have news. Thank you to the Discord and also Gamatsu. Wow. Okay. Lots of news.
Lay it
I
down
don't know
for
who-
us. Come on.
I
lay it down.
don't know who leaked
What
this,
the-
but yeah, thank you
Whoa.
to Salvador.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
So yeah, check this out.
What's in the chat?
Here it is.
Yeah, well, if someone will pick it up for us. So yeah, here we go. The game is getting an English dub. It is coming via a patch later. So the game is coming out October 14th in Japan, and it has been confirmed that English voiceovers and English subtitles will be patched into the Japanese
wow.
game,
What?
suggesting it. So we don't
Let's
have an
go.
official publisher announcement yet, but like guys, at this point, do you again see why I'm like, okay, guys,
That's awesome.
this could come out this year. The JP release is like, guys, English dub is coming.
I
That's-
guess I'm importing it then.
I'm just
Just buy it in
shocked
Japan.
that-
I mean,
The
no.
collector's edition.
At
Japan.
this
Here-
point,
here's the thing, here's the
I
thing,
would
here's the
say, at this point, you have to remember when that English dub and English text update goes out, it will be day and date with the American release.
Well, that's
Like,
what,
it won't
that's
be
what I'm saying,
earlier.
Spencer. Like, them saying like, "Oh yeah, it'll be patched in later," feels like it coincides with your whole theory of like early December. Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? Previously, I was thinking like, oh, I think this year might be a little too hopeful. But now knowing this, I think you're actually. I think it's
Shout
totally
out,
possible.
by the
Our
way,
second
to Strange-
2021
to
win.
Strange Depression
I
Redux.
have to agree with you,
For,
dude. Yeah,
So you think
Putting
this
this
game?
out there, yeah.
So you guys think this game is gonna come out this year?
I think so.
Potentially.
I mean, what we
It's
have
totally
right
possible
here.
at this point.
Yeah.
Can we please not make a hashtag about this though? Can we just like have our opinions quietly?
Mhm.
I feel attacked.
I just
No, you know
realized
what?
the name
Out
of
of
the
spite.
school is Shin Mikado. They did that on
Guys,
purpose.
Can we like talk about a weird hypothetical that I have to phrase around differently, but obviously everybody's gonna know? The reverse of Tokyo Mirage Sessions has a new upcoming title coming out, rumored to be October. No, sorry, not October. November. How funny! And I know everyone's gonna immediately just totally pish on me when I say this. What do you think would happen if this game by former Spin Manmami Babembe developers, this is better than the 5th entry in the upcoming Boku no Pico saga? I know you're gonna say no, but what would happen if, like, by some miracle, this game ended up being more better received by just general video game consumers?
Well, because
Then what?
the weird thing is, I wouldn't say that like expectations inherently like make or break an impression.
They're both RPGs made in Unreal 4.
Well, that's the thing, though. I feel like SMT5 has much higher expectations on it than
I
something
also
like
for
Switch
Steam.
from a much smaller studio.
It's coming.
So
to
that's
Steam.
why. That's
It's
why.
coming to
That's why.
Steam.
Though. That's why I wanted to say. That's why I really wanted to say though, to the general populace, because obviously, like people like us who are in like the fandom of it, it's going to be very skewed. It's going to be hard to get people to say like one is better, even if it is more true or not. So like that's why I'm thinking like the general people. By the way, so is Steam official?
Yeah, it is. Let me send you the screenshot.
It's just a Steam taped on the logo. Steamy baby, what I say? Steam coming with the English release. What did I say?
Look at that. Steam releasing.
It's almost
Spencer,
like Spencer knew this was happening.
No, Spencer, you've had a spiritual link with this game ever since the announcement.
hey,
I was not
Actually,
joking when I
you
said
know
I
what?
am one day away from becoming just
Spencer,
a Monarch stand.
actually, I just regret my 2022 hashtag. Look at that. 2021 Valve Corporation. It's right there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 2021 release. Now I regret my hashtag that I did as a joke.
I can't believe this.
You all thought I was smoking the hashish.
I really thought you were smoking something.
December, Spencer, go back to Ed and Eddie. We can't get RPGs. Guys, we live in the Atlas fantasy world. No, these PlayStation 2 games, they take 7 months to release in English. These are really hard to get out on time.
They totally are, though.
Now, like, that being said, what a absolute FU if that is so, like, true. Like, Caligula coming out fast is already like, okay, like, I get it, but that's like a sequel. There's a pipeline for this new RPG, similar devs, same lineage. Literally in interviews, they are calling out their past works with If. And so, like, if they can, like, kind of hit that whammy of, like, bam, 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 the game's out in 4 months, coming out in English in 6 months, basically it's just one big, like suck it to Atlas right now. And not even in, like, a FU kind of way, of just, like, hey, we've got this down without even having a worldwide brand like Atlas does.
I just find it really interesting, I guess, that like they like yeah, this is a brand new game and it's just like it's all ready, like set up, like there's a pipeline and everything. It's like, geez.
Yeah, and they're pretty open about it from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Which is a breath of fresh air.
There's a part of me that wonders why.
Finally,
A bread of fresh Atlas.
Well, I think a large part of, like, the why behind it is, like, think about it like this. What is the benefit to coming out saying, especially if they even had any, like, by the time when this started development, I bet it's safe to say that 5 was maybe announced by the time this entered development in 17. So, like, because there's no way this has been in development for, like, longer than, like, 3 years. And the best part about it, though, is, like, I bet in their head they were like, oh, 5 will be out way before this is done. And so now they're at this point, though, of, like, okay, you kind of have to just announce this as late as possible, in the sense of, like, if you don't, like, because if they announced this, like, when they entered development, the first thing people would be saying online is clone, you're just trying to be a clone, you're writing off of, like, 5 being on the Switch or whatever. And then with this, you kind of just have that thing of, like, hey, our game's done. Because guess what, guys? The sad truth about this, through 1 week, Monarch has had more gameplay and more details and more information drop about it than SMT5 has in 4 years?
Yep.
Yes.
Just being a hater.
am a hater, and I am going to play both, and I'm going to fucking love it. Either way, this will be a great year for JRPGs. This may be a bad year for AAA games, but JRPGs are eating good this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have a question for you, boys.
Mm.
Is this a day one game?
Say one more time.
Is it a day one
Day one.
buy?
Like a day one
Probably,
purchase.
yeah.
Yep.
So
You know
this actually got into my concern. Adam, please go. I'm just interrupting everybody. What were you going to say?
No, all I'm saying is, unless there's like a steelbook attached, I'll make it a day 2 purchase just to spite all of you.
Ooh, I like that. That's a PS3 move. PS3 Adam would do that. So this goes in my concern that happened 9 years ago when we started this stream. My only concern, my only concern is actually more for you all. What is the MSRP you think this game sells for? Because Caligula Overdose, and I think even Caligula, is looking at MSRP of $49.99, which I think is good. Of like, have it $10 under retail. Of like, okay, it's not a full retail, kind of implying that budget, while also not being like, hey, it's 30, but like, don't pick it up or whatever. So like, do you guys think this goes full 60? Are we thinking 50 if we're optimistic, or like, what price are we thinking it's going to be and want it to be?
50 makes sense.
I'm
50
gonna
makes
say
sense, yeah.
I'm gonna say 60. Just because like Caligula is doing the 50, but Caligula even still like just has like a bit more history. I feel like Caligula is just gonna have, like, this looks like it has more reason for it to be 60 than Caligula, I guess is the way what I'm trying to say.
I want to.
I agree with you on that, especially just because, like you said, there's the history with Caligula, and on top of this, I think this being on a lot more platforms at once, and especially in an era where PS5 games for literally no reason can just be $10 more expensive, I think 60 is a really safe bet.
Okay, Spencer. So between Caligula Effect and this, what are you more hyped for?
That's really tough. I'd say Monarch just because it's new, and I've also tried not to follow Caligula 2 too much. Like, I followed its announcement pretty well, but like Caligula 2 has been doing news and live streams, announcements, merch, like a ton, just because that game's really close to releasing in Japan. Like, once the Western press cycle starts grinding up, which it will, I think, July. Like, I literally just talked to NIS about getting started on their media press cycle for Caligula. And so, like, that's going to be winding up a lot more of, like, I'd rather cover the game at announcement with everyone worldwide, but, like, for the more minute details, like, you're just going to get kind of burnt out on learning about a game that way. But Monarch, like, if it was, like, I had both games in front of me, I'm going to go Monarch just because it has that new factor, and I think just the general aesthetics really, really are like my kind of style.
By the way, talking about the pricing, whenever the first leak, it gave the Japanese pricing at $80 and digitally at $90.
Japan is insane. They'll charge $130 for Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. They have no standard on pricing.
So I'm
not only that, but my understanding is that on average in Japan, people just kind of get paid more, so they're able to do that kind of thing. I mean, at least that's that's my understanding. But go on.
I don't know. I have nothing else to say other than that.
Yeah, I think we've almost kind of gotten there, unless like anyone else has any like sort of final thoughts with it. By the way, I've been playing the music for like the last like 20 minutes or so. Is everyone else in the same? Are you guys more in the like for the music or against? Because like I'm vibing with it. It feels very much like high energy.
I'm not vibing with it. I don't like you like idle music.
I do love idle music.
I really don't.
I listened to a lot of BTS today.
I will say I haven't listened to anything music-wise other than what was in this trailer. I'm not a fan of idle music. I liked what was in that trailer. Fine enough. I know there are those other videos. I just, need to get away from you guys to listen to it and really get an opinion. From hearing what you guys said, where it's like kind of orchestral and stuff, I think orchestral could work for this style. But the idle stuff, I guess it just kind of depends on, is it going to be TMS idol
Yeah.
style.
Sounds
Or is it
like
gonna
it.
be
I wouldn't say
yeah.
that. So kind of bringing in, and I know this isn't like super fair, but because the composer between Caligula and Monarch is the same, at least for Caligula 1. One of the things I love about Caligula's OST, people don't really talk about, is the overworld music. Like I mentioned, how the battles are kind of seamless between overworld and fighting. When you're not in a battle, it's just all instrumentation. And then when you go into battle, no matter where you are in the song, it just snaps, and then you're right in the middle of that song wherever it was from the overworld with the lyrics there. And so, like, I could see this doing a similar thing of, like, these songs that I've been listening, there's a lot of different songs with, like, vocal recording there. And I bet if you took out all of that and just made them instrumentation, I could see people liking that a whole lot more if you're not really into the whole idol thing. And I always kind of really liked the because just I can't think of any other games that did that, of like having vocal songs only when you're in battle, because it adds that kind of extra intensity. Because I think RPGs, especially like JRPGs, kind of train our brain to think when you hear like lyrics in a battle theme, like that's how you know it's going to be like a big deal. Like that's like, okay, let's get real. Like a great example, like, is because I was listening to this today because of tomorrow's release. Remembering the Genova fight, and like when that music like thematically really changes, like there's no way you're just like you're not sitting up fully in your chair.
I feel like the closest to this specific thing, and even then it's not even it's still fight theme going from instrumental to lyrical, is Metal Gear Rising. And like that is so god tier amazing that
I'm
like
fine
it's
with
still
that.
it's still it's still like talked about and beloved and joked about to this day. So I think something like that would be cool.
I guess it just depends how we get, right?
Yeah. So you guys
Well-
you guys think we're gonna get a new Kirby next week?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Listen, hold out here. I'm thinking we're getting Epic Yarn 2.
I think we're gonna
It's
get a
been
new
too
Kirby.
long.
It's been too long.
Yeah, it's been too long.
Epic
It's been
Yarn
3
2.
years. And it's been 3 years, and usually new Kirby games, and not like the taking the mini game from a base game and turning it into like an eShop game.
Yeah.
They usually have a new base game like every 2 years or so. And it's been 3 years, and we haven't heard anything, so I'm confident we're getting a new Kirby game.
Couple series like that for Nintendo, honestly, because like unless you count, I guess like Bowser's Fury, like Mario hasn't had a mainline game since 2017.
Are
Yeah,
you not
like a new
counting
one.
the Paper Mario from last year?
But that's not like main, like
Not spin-off, but mainline.
yeah, like a platformer.
Oh, okay. Well, then didn't you mean? Oh, okay. Sorry, you said Bowser's Fury. I thought you meant the Bowser's Inside Story, like 3DS
yeah,
one. My
yeah.
bad.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we all got together. This was very messy, but like this energy right here, and I know this might sound like a little hyperbolic, but everyone listening, thank you so much for joining whoever stream you all ended up being a part of. But
Yes,
this
sir.
is like, I feel like the perfect like little kickoff to E3 of just like, even if you're not like in love with Monarch, just the idea of just getting together and yelling at your friends for saying that games look like something from a 20-year-old system. If just like, this is fun. So thank you, David. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Mac. Thank you, Ozzy, for all coming on. Thank you, everybody, also who just watched live, and double thank you to anyone who donated to be in the Boku no Pico Super Fan Club. Exy, you got close, but Ty at that $9.99. No one was brave enough or financially smart enough to beat that record.
Yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. That was great. It's been
Yeah,
great,
thank you guys.
And thanks, Spencer, for organizing this, man.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you guys. It was an interesting reaction.
It was.
I love you.